You're studying in a university. All this effort of life, everything was in pursuit of happiness, is it so? In the last 100 years, with the use of science and technology, we have changed the very face of this planet. Today, we have the kind of comforts and conveniences that no other generation could ever even imagine. We are definitely the most comfortable generation ever on this planet, is it so? But are we also the most joyful generation? So it's not worked. Every creature, from plant to animal to everything, including human beings, have paid an enormous price to create these comforts and conveniences, and we are not even happy. What is the point? We have engineered the world today in many ways so that it functions better for us, isn't it? We have done nothing about ourselves. It's time to really look at it, isn't it? In the last 24 hours, how many moments of joy have you known? When you were 5 years of age, a child, how many moments of joy did you know in 24 hours? The whole equation has gotten reversed somehow. It doesn't matter where you are sitting in a palace or in heaven, but your inner situation is not good, it doesn't matter, isn't it? This mind could have been a source of ecstasy, but this mind has become a source of misery for most people, tension, anxiety, depression. Why? You just don't know how to handle it, isn't it? See, there's only one problem with your life. Life is not happening the way you think it should happen. That's the only problem. Is there any other problem? Nobody around you will happen 100% your way, isn't it so? Yes? Nobody happens your way, it's okay. The problem is, this one is not happening your way, that is the problem, isn't it? People have concluded that stress is a part of their life. Stress is not a part of your life, it is just that you do not know how to manage your body, you do not know how to manage your mind, you do not know how to manage your emotions or your life energies. Everything is happening accidentally. So if things happen your way, you have begun to understand in the world that you have to engineer it. The same with you. No inner engineering has been done for you, isn't it? Just by accident you're trying to happen. Now I'm talking about creating the right kind of chemistry within you, where to be peaceful and blissful is just natural to you.
So, as Sadhguru was saying, inner engineering is really a comprehensive overhaul of all aspects of who we are, and a way to align all the dimensions of who we are, our body, our mind, our emotions, our energies, in the same direction, and really to create a chemistry of peace and bliss and joy that can stay with us regardless of what the outside situation is. This is the flagship program and really the most transformative program offered by Sadhguru and the Foundation. So we'll look a little bit more into how the program is structured now, and then shortly we'll have a chance to take questions. So inner engineering comprises of two different aspects or two different formats. The first is the inner engineering online course. This is a set of 7 online classes, each about 90 minutes. And this is something you can take at your own pace in your own space. And it's a very experiential program. Even though it's online, it's a very intimate experience with Sadhguru. There's a combination of discourses from Sadhguru, there's meditative processes, there's awareness exercises, and also other yogic practices that are part of the online course. And really what Sadhguru says is the online course can bring about a profound transformation in the way that you approach or handle your mind and your emotions. If these two aspects of who you are really, you take charge of, then the very way you perceive, experience life will be very different, and you gain a certain mastery over and the direction of your life because these two dimensions are in your control. After completing Inner Engineering Online, you can register for what we call Inner Engineering Completion. And this is where you'll learn the Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya. So the Shambhavi Kriya is a 21-minute meditation practice. And this is a way to really take charge of your energy system and also your body, prepare the body to receive the Kriya. You'll be learning certain preparatory asanas as well during the completion program to prepare the body and also to receive the Shambhavi Kriya. So this is the completion after the online. And again, really to take charge of the physical body and the energy system, to activate the energies in a certain way where being peaceful and joyful is just natural for you, and your life can be an expression or an outpouring of that. So this is what Shambhavi can bring, and this is what we'll focus on in today's webinar, more about the completion program, how to learn Shambhavi Mahamudra, and how this can be offered online. So, as many of you may know, the completion program for many years was only offered as an in-person program, either here at the Isha Institute or in many of the city centers across North America. We had been conducting programs, in the last 10-15 years all across North America, right now in over 56 city centers in the US and Canada. And we were conducting inner engineering in various formats, 7-day program, 4-day program, 2-day programs, all different formats. But since the pandemic, since COVID started, we're not able to travel and offer these programs in the cities. So Sadhguru, worked and guided us how to offer the completion program and Shambhavi Mahamudra in an online format. So since January this year, we've been offering it online all across the world. And since January, over 36,000 people have received the Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, have been initiated into Shambhavi. And they've received it in just the same way it's received, and it's been working wonderfully well for them. And in many ways, it's a more experiential and intimate process for them also, because they don't have to travel and worry about the logistics of an in-person program, and their focus and attention can be so much more receiving it in the online setting. So this is how the completion program has evolved. We wanted to also show you the website, how to register for both the online and the completion programs. So you get a sense of that in case you've not seen it already. So we'll show you that now. So on the main website, innerengineering.com, if you see, you can go to either the Explore or the Enroll tabs. If you click on the Enroll tab, here you'll see the different formats of inner engineering. So again, online versus completion online, where you'll learn the Shambhavi. So if those of you who have not yet registered for inner engineering online, you can click the Enroll button here, and you'll be able to fill the registration form. This is pretty straightforward. Wanted to highlight also that we do offer continuing education credits for medical professionals and nurses, massage therapists. You can make use of that. And also, for all of you attending this webinar today, there will be a discount code for the Inner Engineering Online of $25 off. So we'll give you the discount code towards the end of the webinar, so you can make use of this. This is just for all of you who are attending today. So you need to be 15 years of age to register for either online or the completion, and you can submit the form like this. Now if we go back, after you enroll in Inner Engineering Online, you'll be able to go through the 7 online sessions at your own pace. And once you complete the 7 online sessions, then you can be eligible to register for Inner Engineering Completion Online. So this is upcoming in September 27th through October 3rd is a program. And this is where you'll receive the Shambhavi Mahamudra. So again, if you click on the Enroll button here, you can see how to register for the Completion Online program. Now this program is a little bit different. Because you are receiving the practices, there are preparatory asanas or practices for Shambhavi. The first 2 sessions, this is a 3-session course. So the first 2 sessions are led by an Isha Yoga instructor who will be guiding you through the practices. It'll be a live sessions with the instructor. And for these first 2 sessions, you can choose the date and time that you want to take them. So for example, what you see here are many time slot options, both for September 27th, 28th, or the next few days like this. And the way it works is the first session and the second session are always at the same time on consecutive days. So you register for a combination of these 2 sessions and just see, which time zone works for you. The time zone should be displayed in your local time zone, so it'll be easy for you to register and see. And the third session is combined for everyone. So even though participants can register for any of the options for the first 2 sessions, everyone will be together for the initiation session, which is where you'll actually receive the Shambhavi Kriya, and this is on October 3rd. It's a full day session, so 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time. You can see what time that is for you. And please plan to keep the entire day free, because you'll want to be able to focus and receive the Kriya without any disturbance or distractions. So this is how it's structured. Now another thing we wanted to highlight is the Shambhavi Kriya online is you are able to attend this even if you've previously learned Shambhavi. So those of you, even if you've taken Shambhavi, if you're practicing, if you would like a refresher and go through the course, you can register as well. And the other thing is we do offer certain discounts for those experiencing financial hardship, or if you're students or seniors or in the military, veterans. So there's a link on that page also where you'll be able to see, what are the discounts offered and how to apply for those discounts. Now, as you also see, there's an early bird discount for the completion online until August 27th. So, definitely make use of that. And there is also a video where you can see how to register. There'll be a login process, and that video, just what they have shown above, will help you through the login process in case it's not clear. But it's pretty intuitive. You can just follow these steps and then register. Okay. So now we'll just take a moment, and in case you have any questions about whatever we've looked at so far, in terms of, what the programs are about or how to register for the online or the completion, or just if you want to know more about these programs, we'll look at the questions that come on the chat. So feel free to type your questions on the chat and we can look at it. So someone is asking, is there any program suitable for beginners? Yes, so inner engineering is definitely suitable for beginners. There's no prerequisite. You just have to be 15 years or above. No previous knowledge of yoga or physical agility is required. And again, it's a step-by-step process, and it's very experiential, and it's meant, for anyone to be able to do. Even if you have physical limitations, you cannot always sit on the floor, you cannot do some practices, you can do the program sitting on a chair, even you can learn Shambhavi Kriya sitting on a chair if you have those limitations. So the course is meant to be for everyone, and it's very accessible, and we'll be able to support you and guide you throughout the way. Throughout the course, there's a lot of support, both during the completion program where you learn Shambhavi, as well as after the program, to support you with your practice. And also, I didn't mention this, but for the completion online program, there's a volunteer who will be personally supporting each one of you. Each one of you will be assigned a volunteer who can guide you through all the sessions and remind you about the upcoming sessions and the check-in process and everything. So, that's an additional support that we're offering for all the participants. So Rishi asks, I've learned Shambhavi Shambhavi Mudra and have done it, but not as frequently as I'm supposed to, will also be giving birth in September, so it has been difficult to complete the asanas. Okay, so Rishi, you can still do Shambhavi and the asanas, even if you're delivering, so throughout the pregnancy time, it's okay, so there's no restrictions. And definitely keep it going. It'll be a huge support for you and, even for the baby during this time. We can support you. There's many ways to support your practice. You can reach out to us. We can share the links, of the monthly satsang, the monthly gathering, and the practice support to help you with this. But if you do feel like you need a refresher, you can also register for the completion online and take it again so that, it's refreshed for you. Bikram asks, can't I learn Shambhavi myself? So Shambhavi Mahamudra, this is a very powerful and ancient Kriya that's been preserved for thousands of years in a certain sanctity, and it's very important not only how you receive it, but also from where you receive it. It's not something that can be just taught on your own, learned on your own. This is why we've taken so much care in terms of how the program is structured. Even Sadhguru has guided every aspect of the program, how it needs to happen so that everyone can receive it like this. And even we'll look at, Sadhguru has spoken about how even this can be offered in an online format and what it means for you to receive it this way. So we'll look at that shortly after a few more questions. So Mohammed asks, can I change my date? So for the completion online, if you've already registered for some of the dates in end of September or October, there may be an option to change the date. You can email us and let us know, if you'd like to transfer to a different date, and the support team can assist you with that. So Manisha is asking, can you explain a little bit about what is the Shambhavi program? So Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya is a 21-minute meditation practice that you learn as part of the Inner Engineering Completion program. And this is really a way to take charge of your whole system. It's a complete overhaul of your system. It's a way to activate the energies and really gain a certain mastery over the energies so that you can live with so much more ease, and life can just be an expression of that ease and that pleasantness within. So again, it's a Kriya. Kriya means it's an inward process involving the breath. So it's done in a cross-legged posture, a simple cross-legged posture, and it involves certain aspects that incorporate the breath. And again, as I mentioned, it's been preserved, right from the ancient tradition, and Sadhguru has preserved it so that it can be accessible for all of us. And along with Shambhavi, there's a few preparatory steps or preparatory asanas that you'll learn. Not only to bring about a certain comfort in the body when you sit on the floor and sit in a cross-legged posture, but also it really prepares the system so that you can receive the Kriya, receive the Shambhavi Kriya. So I think I missed it. Is it a self-paced course? Can I complete it at my own pace? So yes, the Inner Engineering Online, so the first part of the course, this is self-paced. This is 7 online classes you can do at your own pace, wherever you are. So it just requires a stable internet connection, and ideally to do it on the laptop, but you can also go through it on the phone. And this is something you'll go through on your own. And then after you complete the 7 courses, then when you register for the completion online program, this is something that will happen at the end of September and beginning of October. You'll actually sign up for the particular sessions, the 2 sessions with the Isha Yoga instructor that you'll go through, as well as the session on October 3rd that you'll receive the Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya. So Prashanti asks, are there live sessions or recorded? So yes, the Inner Engineering Completion online is their live sessions with the Isha Yoga instructor. The Inner Engineering Online, because it's at your own pace, and it's self-guided, or you can take it on your own, it's recorded, but it's very experiential. There are meditations. Sadhguru has structured it so that It's really a very intimate and experiential process. So you won't feel like, you're just watching a video. He'll take you through it step by step. Okay. Sana asks, what is the closing date of the Inner Engineering program? So we'll close the registrations for the completion online if the capacity fills up. Otherwise, we'll keep it open, just maybe a few days or before the deadline, the September program date. But having said that, I would encourage you to attend ahead of time. One thing is the early bird discount is available now. And also, registrations are picking up quite a bit because it's happening all across the world. People are registering, so it's not only just for those in North America. So we never know when it'll fill up. So better to register when you have this time and the discount as well. Somebody's asking about another discount. Can we scroll up? Okay. Is there a discount for senior citizens besides $195? So there is a discount for the senior citizens. You can see the website both for the online course and for the completion online. You'll just have to see what's there on the website and email us, for the clarifications. Okay. So probably we can just take a moment, and some of you may be wondering, what is the difference between the completion online, receiving Shambhavi Mahamudra online versus attending an in-person course, and how can it be offered online? These are some common questions that we receive. So we wanted to hear from Sadhguru about this. He's spoken about how this process can be delivered online, what it means for you to receive it. And after that, we'll continue with the questions that have been coming in. Okay.
There is no such thing as offline initiation and online initiation. Initiation process, particularly for Shambhavi, is more like a consecration of a human form. Or if we want to put it in more mechanical terms, you've heard of these days many motors are no more induction, but most electric motors are induction motors. That means there is a process of induction. Though there is electricity, though there is a mechanism, still it doesn't go unless induction happens. So this is like an induction. Does this happen offline or online? There's no such thing. As I've said repeatedly, many times probably, I have initiated more people who I have never seen in my life than people whom I have seen. This doesn't mean I initiated them online. This happened well before online came. This has been happening forever. The important thing is just this. The entire program, the physical programs we've been conducting or now the online programs we're conducting, essentially is about knocking on your door. How much knocking do you need on your head is different from person to person. There was a time when our initiations had long preparation. We were going through a 13-day program, preparing people to be initiated, because that was a different sort of initiation which now is happening as a secondary program in the form of Shunya. At that time, the basic program was Shunya, so we need 13 to 14 days. Without that, we could not do it because we needed that level of openness. So, all programs, let's look at it this way, all programs are just a knock on the door. When we… see, if we want to make you open the front door, tock, 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 but some of you peep out of the hole and say, "Who is that?" Say, "No, I'm Sadhguru." "What do you want?" "No, I don't even want to enter your house, but just open the door. If you just open the door, I'll go away." "No." "Who is this guy saying, open the door? What do you want?" "No, I don't want anything." "Then you're really dangerous. You don't want anything? You need to understand this. This is the nature of dimensions beyond physicality. In physicality, everything is transactional. You give this, I give that. You take this, I take that. It's a world of give and take, which has its usefulness, which has its own pleasures and beauty to it. But transactional world is one thing, transformational world is of a different nature. So, initiation is a transmission. Without transmission, there is no transformation. And transmission is not a transaction. A teaching is a transaction. In some way, it is a transaction. So, the programs that you have gone through are kind of transactions. Sit there, talk to you, you ask question, I answer you, and you ask one more question, I answer you, for that you ask another question. Oh, how many have you asked? I am showing such enthusiasm to pick up every question and hit the ball every time with full enthusiasm, not because I think it is a great question, it's a dumb question. But I know that is the way you open your door, that is your code. I must do tuk 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 tuk. Then you open the door. Who is it? A familiar voice. You'll open the door. Unfamiliar voice, maybe it's God, but you will not open the door. Because you are that kind, we have programs and more stupid programs. This virus, phew, gone. All programs gone. So now we're just waiting that this constant threat of mortality and as Allama said, once you have money in your head, we can't talk to you. I hope money stays in your pocket, it's necessary, but maybe it will drain out of your head because you have money in the bank, but you can't travel anywhere, you can't spend on anything. So realization is slowly happening, willingness is slowly happening. As this willingness happens, knocking on the door becomes less and less relevant. The transaction of teaching and trying to make you willing will become less and less relevant. This I found, in a very stark and painful way, I realized this. When I first went into to conduct a prison program, now it's mandatory in southern India, in all the prisons happening. Even during this pandemic, our teachers are doing the online programs in the prisons in southern India. We did some here also in United States. When I went there, I just realized, I announced a 10-day program, thinking I will do a basic, simple program, thinking because most of the people in the prison, many of them have… almost everybody is a school dropout, 90% of them. Many of them have never been to school, language, all these issues, how much they can understand. But when I went there, what I was supposed to teach in 10 days, I was done in 2 days. Then what to do? I did Bhava Spandana in another 2 days. I did Samyama right there, everything, all these programs which happen in different stages for the free people who are imprisoned by themselves. For the imprisoned, I could do everything within a few days, 6-7 days, everything over. After that, we were just together enjoying each other's company and absolutely joyful, fantastic atmosphere out there in 10 days' time. All programs got over in a brief time because no knocking was needed. The only problem in the prison is the door is not open. Somebody else has closed it. Home, you have closed it, so you don't realize. In your heart, you have closed it, so you don't realize. In your mind, you have closed it, so you don't realize. When somebody else has closed the door upon you, the only thing that you want is door open. Yes or no? Only thing that you want in your life is door open. This is what I realized with the prisoners, convicts. If you look at their things that they have done, terrible things they have done, but they became such fantastic spiritual material for transmission. Boom, it just went like that. Even now, they're writing to us, writing poetry. Programs have been going on for over 20 years now in the prisons. Many of them who are there for life, or in India, unfortunately, there are many people who are sitting on the death row and waiting for over 10, 15 years. Their lives are fully transformed because opening the door was the only thing that they wanted. Now you are very cautious about opening the door. As mortality knocks not from outside but from inside, now opening the door becomes natural. So, this is one part of it. Another part of it is the preparatory part. Preparation is one thing is on the level of the body, which our teachers, our Ishangas, will do it with small groups of people online, taking much more time. What was being done in about 3-4 hours' time will be done in much more elaborate way to ensure that preparatory practices get across. And knocking, we will knock you more than we were knocking when we were in physical presence. We are seeing technology-wise, we are still exploring various methods with which every 100 participants could be monitored by a dedicated volunteer, seeing that all of them are focused. There are some issues to talk to them, stay focused, don't go to the bathroom now. You must see the incredible thing. After going through 7 days of program, we've been telling them continuously, see, all this circus is only to initiate you. Just when initiation is happening, simply somebody gets up. What? Somebody volunteers stop, what? I want to go to the bathroom. Well, just now you went and came. No, I like to go once again. This is called karma. Because inside your compulsions rule you. We don't have to go through these obscenities. If you go to the bathroom, you go. All right? You just won't get it, that's up to you. If that's your choice, it's fine with me. So, openness to create the necessary door opening, we are doing many things. If you sit there, now that you are in Peru, What is this? Peru? Now you're in Peru and you're thirsty, you're not a problem. I'm sure you will come and sit there 10 minutes ahead of me, waiting. If you're like that, you are not a problem. I am not initiating you online, I'm just initiating you individually as a person, which is how it is always done. There is no offline, online. Initiation is a direct transmission. It will happen that way and it will be as effective as ever. Only thing is, your family, your pets, your children, husband, wife must be kept out. You are absolutely there with the process. We will ensure it works wonderfully well without your neighbor screaming, your neighbor falling on you, something else happening in the crowded class, all those problems gone, just by yourself as it should have been. Actually, it's ideal condition. If you are absolutely open, in fact, it is a much better condition than an assembly of 5,000–10,000 people. 5,000–10,000 people, there are many issues which are hard to manage. Now, I think these are better times in that way. You're sitting by yourself, you're thirsty. If you're not, you're in the bathroom, it's okay. It'll work wonderfully well.
So we hope that cleared up for many of you the difference between the online and offline initiation and programs, and also, how this can happen online. Really, it's up to you to create the necessary atmosphere and ambience to receive this. Sadhguru has guided and we've taken so much care in terms of how the practice is delivered. So all that's needed from you is that willingness and openness, and creating a dedicated space, a private space where you're not disturbed and you're fully focused, on the program. It'll happen effortlessly. And like I said, several thousands of over 36,000 people have already gone through this online, so we know it works and it can be received in this way for everyone. we'll continue on with the questions that are coming in on the chat. So Mara asks, how long is the Shambhavi Mahamudra course? So again, there's 3 sessions. If you're taking it online, 3 sessions each. The first 2 sessions are about 2.5 hours long. And session 3 is a full day session, about 9 hours. That's where you'll receive the Shambhavi Kriya. Now, if you do choose to take it in person, we do offer the in-person completion program here at the Isha Institute. This is a 2-day residential program where you'll learn this. It's the same content what you'll learn in the completion online, except it's a residential program here at the Institute. Setu Madhavan asked, do we have to fast on the days of the program? Any food choices? No, Setu, you don't have to fast. In terms of the food, we'll be giving you, once you register, closer to the program, we'll be giving you the guidelines, how you should come to each session, and in terms of the meals and the food and all of that to do the practices. So all of that guidance will be giving you, for each session. But otherwise, you don't need to fast. Oleg asks, why the inner engineering program is not available as a refresher for those who already completed it. So Oleg, the inner engineering online, you must be referring to that. So even though you cannot go through the online course again, one reason is Sadhguru has designed this as an experiential process. And it cannot be just done casually in terms of watching one session and not in the right sequence and just, he doesn't want to create that kind of atmosphere where you watch it casually or out of sequence. But having said that, once you complete the online course, you can access much of the bonus content. It's called, the treasure trove or the bonus videos. There are also the practices available on the online course. So there's a lot of content that's there to support you, and Sadhguru has designed it this way so that specifically once you complete the online course, all of this extra content will be relevant for you, not only as an addition to the online course, but also to keep the online course alive within you, as you continue your journey, so as a constant refresher. Lorraine is asking, I'm in the midst of completing my inner engineering online course. Am I able to join Shambhavi Mahamudra prior to completion? No. So once you complete the inner engineering online course, then you can register for the Shambhavi Mahamudra or the completion program. So, but that's okay. You still have time, and you can do the online course at your own pace. So you can go a little faster and, watch the online courses, the classes, and see how to complete that, so that you can register for the completion and still make use of the early bird discount if that's what you're interested in. Zania asks, can we register as a family? Yes, I believe you can definitely register as a family, but each person, especially for the completion online, even the inner engineering online, each person would have to have their own account. Only because it's important you go through this process as an experiential process for yourself. It's something that's very individual, as Sadhguru said, you need to be open and willing to receive the process. So even though there may be group discounts that are available, even though if you make use of that, still you each would have to have your own account so that you can go through both the online and the completion individually and experience it this way. This is very important. Sadhguru has given this guidance regarding how to go through the program. Cody asks, do you need to finish all the 7 courses before you register? Yes, so we mentioned that. Candice asks, what is the difference between Shambhavi Mudra and Shambhavi Mahamudra? So again, Shambhavi Mudra, this is one of the Upayoga practices. Some of you may have seen this on the Sadhguru app or on the website. This is just a certain mudra that you're holding, and it's a very simple practice, but Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya is a much deeper practice and the most transformative practice. Although the mudra that is used, is maybe similar or the same, the Kriya, the Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, it's a much more in-depth practice, and it cannot be offered just simply available online. That's why we've structured the course with the guidance from Sadhguru in 3 sessions. And this is the practice that works at the much deeper level of your energies, so you can activate the energies and create a certain chemistry, a certain peace and joy in the system from within. So even though the name is similar, they're very different practices. Someone is asking, can I replace this over Isha Kriya after learning this? So those of you practicing Isha Kriya, if once you learn Shambhavi definitely is a priority. It's the most transformative practice. But having said that, many people continue to practice Isha Kriya, and Isha Kriya is a wonderful practice and wonderful support and very complementary also with Shambhavi. So it's up to you. Definitely, if you have time, would encourage you to continue Isha Kriya. But once you learn Shambhavi would be the priority. Britt asks, will there ever be weekend dates for the completion course for people who work during the week? Britt, right now the first 2 sessions are offered on the weekdays. We may see later if there's option to open the weekend course, but right now, because the initiation, the last session is on Sunday, there's also some preparation needed for that, so that's why we're completing the other 2 sessions on the weekdays. But we'll see if we're able to offer that, at least a Friday, Saturday module. We're not sure yet right now, but see if you can make this time on the weekdays. Again, it's an investment that doesn't happen that often. This is available to you like this, so see if you can set aside the time and maybe choose an evening slot or a time slot that works in your schedule so you can attend. Someone asks, is the inner engineering program available in person? So yes, I mentioned that the completion program is also available in person as a 2-day residential program. And you can visit the website isha.us/III, and you can see all the programs listed there. So David asked, for Shambhavi that is hosted at the Isha Center, is Sadhguru present for that? No, David, the Shambhavi that's conducted at the Isha Institute here in Tennessee, it's taught by the Isha Yoga instructors, but it's the same course. So, as Sadhguru was even saying in the video, it's not about whether Sadhguru is there live or so. For so many years, we've been teaching this same program in many different formats, almost the last 15 years. And the program is the same. What you receive is the same. Shambhavi Kriya is the same. And, it's very experiential, and it's a transmission. So even though the instructors are there, you'll be receiving the transmission of Shambhavi, and just as it was designed and intended from Sadhguru. So don't worry about if Sadhguru is there, online, offline, all these things. The important aspect is how you approach it, how you receive it, are willing and want to go through this process and have that desire, and that's all that's needed. Everything else is taken care in terms of how the course is structured. Ali asks, I have a hard time sitting cross-legged. Is it something I can work my way into? Yes, Ali, definitely you can try some of the Upayoga practices which are available online or on the Sadhguru app, such as Yoga Namaskar. There's other practices that are available. But as part of Shambhavi, as I mentioned, we do teach a few preparatory asanas or steps which will help bring that physical comfort in the system and help you sit cross-legged, so that aspect is there. And in addition, we do offer Hatha Yoga programs. So these are programs, anyone can take. Even if you've not started inner engineering, you can register for the Hatha Yoga. Now, these are not available as foundation courses, except here at the Isha Institute. Because of COVID, we've not opened up the Hatha Yoga in the city centers, but you can see what's available here at the Isha Institute, or you could even contact the independent Hatha Yoga teachers who are trained by Isha. The classes that they offer are the same. It's just that they teach independently outside of the foundation. And we can post the link for how to contact the teachers. It's just isha.us/hatha teachers, HATHA teachers. Again, we can post that on the chat as well. So Meena asks, after completing Shambhavi Kriya, can you practice on your own? Do I have to practice every day? Is it mandatory, or can I do it when I have time available? So yes, Meena, the course is structured so that you would learn Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya fully so that you can practice on your own, and you would need to practice every day. Again, as part of the course, we'll tell you all the guidelines, when to practice, how often to practice, where to do it, what are the things to keep in mind when you're practicing. But yes, you would need to keep it up every day, and this is something that it'll only work if you invest the time into it. And really, the 21 minutes that you're doing this process can change the whole day, how it happens, and make the whole day go very differently and effortless. So it's an investment that you make in your life to transform your whole experience and empower yourself and to live joyfully and with that ease. So it's something that once you see what it is, you'll want to keep it up. It won't even be a question of whether I have to do it or not. It'll be just a part of you, something that you'll look forward to. So don't worry about that. Okay. Setu asks, presently I'm doing Nadi Shuddhi, chanting, and Shambhavi. Do I need to continue with the others? Again, Shambhavi is a priority, so other practices that you may have learned, like Nadi Shuddhi, you can definitely keep it up, but make sure you're keeping up Shambhavi once you've learned it. Mara asks, is it recommended to be a vegetarian? In the online course, Sadhguru will look at different aspects of food, so he'll go much more in depth. So generally, we do eat vegetarian diet here at the Isha Institute, and Sadhguru explores the benefits of vegetarian diet. But again, you can explore this with Sadhguru as part of the online course. Okay, looks like most of the questions are answered. What we'll do now is we wanted to hear from some of the others who have already gone through the completion online program either in January or in March of this year, and hear from them what has been their experience of the course, and also hear more from Sadhguru about what are the real benefits of Shambhavi, what does Shambhavi actually do in the system and to transform and empower us. So we'll now take a look at that.
Shambhavi Mahamudra is a miraculous process because in 21 minutes what it is doing to you is quite incredible.
Completed the Shambhavi Inner Engineering Completion Program this past January.
It is completely life-changing.
It's transformed my life in so many ways, physically, mentally, emotionally.
I'm still feeling different benefits throughout the days, the biggest one being the alignment of my spine.
Before I started doing Shambhavi, I had arthritis, and since I've been practicing Shambhavi, it's been maybe 2.5 years I haven't touched medication at all whatsoever.
As I did the meditation practices over and over again, anxiety and depression faded completely.
My relationships are different. It's just everything about me. I'm not reacting. And I know my family definitely appreciates that as well, too.
started seeing emotional and mental balance. And that allowed me to be in a healthier relationship with my fiance.
Physically, I sit at my desk now for 12 hours a day, and I don't need to use a back brace anymore. I feel myself correcting my posture as the day goes on.
Since taking this program, I feel so much more joyful without having the need to use an outside substance or a chemical to support that. And I feel a lot more energetic within myself, a lot more capable in the activities that I do throughout the day.
It's hard to even put a price on something like that. An investment in joy, an investment in peace of mind, an investment in your mental health.
What is Shambhavi? The longevity of something, the competence, capability, impactfulness, everything is determined by how well something is engineered. Why do you think it's not true with you? How well you're engineered will determine all these aspects about your life too. So, that's the significance of inner engineering. We're seeing how to engineer. Living life, body takes its beating. Your mental structure also takes its beating, depending upon what you face, what kind of situations you go through. Many kinds of aberrations happen, both with body and mind. So the idea is to keep your energies in such a way that they are proactive in fixing all the aberrations that happen on a daily basis. Depending upon how intensely active you keep your energy system, accordingly the repair jobs happen that quickly. So, every day repair jobs need to happen because this is an internally maintained machine. So that dimension of energy within you, if it's kept at a certain level, there is no wear and tear. Very little. This is one aspect of Shambhavi. Many of you, I'm sure, have experienced this if you're a daily practitioner. If you're a full moon day special, that's a different matter. If you're a daily practitioner, you will see your body and mind recovers from just about anything very quickly, just like that. Simply because your life energies are kept in an effervescent manner with Shambhavi. This effervescence also translates into creating a certain kind of chemistry within the system. It is designed to create a certain level of pleasantness without knowing why. Most people can't sing in the bathroom. And as you become more joyful, you also become more and more shameless. Yes. Even I'm willing to sing, not because I know music, simply because I am shameless. Because when you're feeling so wonderful within yourself, what somebody is thinking about you doesn't matter. You see, a man is drunk, he doesn't care what you think about him. This is just like that, but very conscious also. You're very conscious, but you're blissed out, so other people's opinions don't matter to you. Why this is important is, when everybody's opinion matters to you, you cannot employ your own intelligence effectively. Somebody says this, somebody says that, somebody says that. You must listen to all that, but it should never determine who you are. This freedom Shambhavi gives you effectively, I would say, Within 6 weeks of practice, you will start feeling this, that outside forces are there, but they don't really determine the direction of your course of action. This is very important for any human being to fulfill their life. It's very important that they are not deaf, they are not careless or uncaring, they listen, but you go according to your intelligence, it's very, very important. Otherwise, you will keep changing direction in your life every 2 minutes and obviously you will not get anywhere. It doesn't matter. You may be talented, you may be capable, you may be intelligent, but if you keep changing directions, you are not getting anywhere. Everybody's karmic substance and intelligence are tuned in a certain way, it will be working as a machine in one direction. If you want to change direction, you must consciously change. You must not change simply because somebody is pushing this way, somebody is pushing that way. This freedom, one can clearly notice with Shambhavi Mahamudra, because this freedom comes when the intermediate dimension of what we call as the 5 sheets of body, the physical body, the mental body, and the other 2, the etheric and the bliss body, which carry a whole lot of information about who you are. When the intermediate aspect of pranamaya kosha or the energy body is very active, everything that is stored inside doesn't take a toll on your body and mind. We don't know what kind of sack of karma you're carrying right now, but the important thing is to separate it from your daily activity, to separate it from the way you are right now. This moment, how you are, is determined by you, not by the karmic substance that you carry. If you allow that to decide, everything becomes compulsive, everything is managed from another place, or in other words, your past will repeat itself, it will not allow you any future in life. A whole lot of people are victims of this, their past will determine always what they will do tomorrow. Now, what you do tomorrow should never be determined by what happened yesterday. What you do tomorrow should be suitable for the tomorrow that we see. But once your energetic body is not ever effervescent enough, then what is written deep down just keeps on translating itself into reality. It won't allow you any space to make your own turns. It will keep on pushing you in a certain direction. So Shambhavi Mahamudra is a miraculous process because in 21 minutes what it is doing to you is quite incredible. And above all, it is more like you don't really have to do anything, you just have to maintain the space, rest will happen by itself. The practice is not really a practice in that sense. When I say not really a practice, there are other kinds of practices which you do to build the system to another level. This practice is more like consecration. Once you're consecrated, all you have to do is just keep the place clean, that's all, on a daily basis, just clean it up a bit and keep it, rest will happen. And this makes life quite effortless and brings you to ease because once energies are like this, what you intend, what you want, will naturally start moving your way. You don't have to really struggle with every little thing. It gives you the freedom to choose today how you want to be. It doesn't matter how you have been in the last 10 years. Today, it will give you the freedom to choose. Freedom means, well, just about anything can freak you. Have you seen? So, if you're less freaky, as time goes, you're less and less impacted by things around you. You have less and less strong likes and dislikes around you. Life comes to ease. I hate her. Now I can't sit here at ease. It doesn't matter, she hates me, but I'm okay. Okay, if she hates me, I'm not going to go and tell her I love you. But it's okay. If she burns with hate, it's her problem, I'm okay. This freedom it will give you with life, that outside forces cannot define who you are. And that's very, very important.
Learn how to take control of your life. We don't know what 2021 is going to throw at us or the future. No doubt, I'm sure there will be many challenges ahead, but it's how we're able to go through them, taking control of how we can go through those challenges that makes all the difference. And this program will definitely teach you how to do it and transform your life as it has done for me.
You really want to make change, not just in your life, but in the world, you need something like this. Because there's not enough guidance in the world like this that is really going to carry you through your life and also compensate for a lot of the things that we weren't taught in school, in college, growing up, in church, wherever. I feel like this really fills in all those gaps. You know what I'm saying? This is like a PhD. It's a PhD in life. A PhD in life. A PhD in life. And it's worth the investment. It's worth the investment. Please. You need this in your life. Look at my smile. Look at my smile. I didn't always smile like this, you know. I'm joyous during a pandemic, you guys. Joyous living alone during a pandemic. Someone who suffers from anxiety, someone who suffers from depression, someone who was on anxiety medication, and now I'm not. And I'm okay. I'm at peace. And this course did that. Where else are you going to find that? How can you put a price on that? I want you to make a commitment to yourself. Give yourself this gift. And the awesome thing is, it's a gift that it's like a gift that multiplies on its own. It's a seed that you plant, and then when you turn around, it's going to be a forest. And I'll just leave you with that.
So we hope this was useful for all of you, and all of you are inspired to take this next step of inner engineering. And it doesn't matter, as Sadhguru said, what you did in your past, where you're from, what you believe in, what you don't believe in. This is an opportunity to really start life afresh, empower yourself, transform yourself so that you can live joyfully and with ease in any situation, and it's worked for me and for millions of others. So we really hope all of you continue on this journey, and it just gets more and more beautiful by the day, and we're all here to support you in whichever way you need. So what we'll do is we'll continue on. Those of you who can stay back, we'll just continue answering the questions that have come through on the chat. So please stay back a few more minutes and we'll go through that together. So Hina asks, what will be scheduled for October 3rd? What preparation do we need to do? So Hina, October 3rd is when you'll receive the Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya. So this is where the initiation or the transmission will happen. And that's why it's a full day session. In terms of preparation, nothing else needed except for, obviously going through the first two sessions, the preparatory sessions with the instructor. And also, whatever is given in those sessions, being able to keep that on, keep up those practices, that's all that's needed. And really, as Sadhguru has said, just that openness and willingness to receive this and go through this process in a committed atmosphere, in a focused way, that's really all that's needed. That's more important than anything else, just how we approach this and how we allow ourselves to receive the practice, as Sadhguru mentioned. So. Susan is asking, I have a shoulder surgery end of August. Will this interfere with participating in the Completion Online program? So Susan, it won't interfere. So again, whatever physical limitations you may have as a result of the surgery, we'll make sure we'll give all the necessary modifications and guidance, how to still do the practice even with that situation. And everyone will be able to do the Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya even if you had a surgery recently. So there may be certain asanas you may or may not be able to do depending on the surgery and the severity of the injury or situation, but that again will help you with. So that need not be a restriction in terms of receiving the Shambhavi. Nape is asking, is there any time difference for South Africa website for the program? Please assist. So if you're logging in from South Africa, Nate, you should see the time zone listed in either the local time zone or maybe GMT. So just see what that is for you, or you can just calculate the time difference. But it's available, the course is available to everyone from all over the world, so there should be no difference for you registering from South Africa or anywhere else. Rachel asks, is it on Zoom and will the camera be on? So Rachel, the platform is something we've developed internally because it's a very unique type of platform. One thing is, as you mentioned, the camera will need to be on. You will have to have a proper working webcam or camera. One aspect is so that we can support you through the practices. Because you'll be learning these yogic practices, we want to make sure that you're learning it in the right way and receiving it. So that's why we're asking for the camera to be enabled during all the sessions. So for this to happen, we have a very specific platform where the volunteers will be assigned to you and can interact with you during the session and support you. This way you can receive the practice in the best way, and we've taken care of all of that as part of the platform. Patricia asks, is it a condition to understand English very well? How can we understand if there's no translation available? So Patricia, right now the Completion Online program is only available in English. However, we are looking at expanding this to other languages like Spanish and others. But the Inner Engineering Online course is available in multiple languages. So hopefully soon the completion also will be available in multiple languages. We're actively working on this, so it should be several months or maybe early next year. But if you can understand English enough to, especially as we're demonstrating the practice, you'll be able to observe that. So you may be okay depending on how well you can understand and also visually receive the practice. But the entire course will be in English, so you can decide based on that, your comfort level going through it. Mingma, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, asks, is there any prior meditation experience besides the inner engineering required to initiate into Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya? So no other prior meditation is required. The only prerequisite is the Inner Engineering Online course, as I mentioned, and then you can register for the completion and learn Shambhavi. Krina asks, how long will it take to see the real difference with your mind when you are too depressed and going through losing a person or situations? So Krina, for most of us, all of us, just starting to practice Shambhavi, you'll see a difference in terms of the way you experience life and bringing that ease and joy into your life. So again, daily practice will build on this, but most people experience this right away. Just see for yourself, just go with an open mind and explore this for yourself. Just approaching it with this sense of openness and willingness, that itself will allow the practice to work, and you'll see how much it can do. And as Sadhguru said, to just bring that ease and remove all that kind of fluctuations and dis-ease that may be happening internally as a result of external situations. Maya Sunshine asks, is it okay for people that have anxiety, depression, and mental imbalance to do the program? So Maya, I would recommend you can email us and ask the support team, because depending on the situation, the severity of the condition, and also the medical history and so many things, it depends. But for most people who are going through, if it's a minor mental ailment, Shambhavi definitely will help. Only in certain situations, if the severity of it is such that we feel, they're not even able to keep the attention and go through the course fully or properly or with the right kind of focus and ambiance, then we may advise against it. But again, each situation is different, so just email us and explain the situation, and we can guide you accordingly. Lessa asks, how many days should it take to complete inner engineering? Do I need to practice what I learned from inner engineering for a while before taking completion? So that's a good question, Lessa. So the inner engineering online, as I said, you can do it at your own pace. Some people finish all 7 courses in a week or even shorter time. You have up to 1 month to complete it. So this is up to you. And the only thing is, it's good if whatever you received in the online course, you can keep that alive using the bonus videos and using the practices that are offered in the online course. All of this will be a good preparation for the completion program. But having said that, there's no particular requirement that you have to do some preparation before you attend the completion. As soon as you finish the online course, you're eligible to attend and participate in the completion. So, because that itself will be a step-by-step process where you'll learn the practices and Shambhavi, fully on their own. So, but to assist you with this, definitely it's good to maintain whatever you've learned as part of online, inner engineering online. Okay, Madeline asks, again, what were the 7 courses you mentioned we must take before registering for inner engineering? So inner engineering, actually the first step of this is the 7 courses. So that's what I mentioned. The inner engineering online is actually the 7 courses you would register for. And once you complete those 7 courses, then you would register for the completion, where you learn the Shambhavi. Mara asks, I take insulin shots. Is Shambhavi okay for me too? This is okay. So even if you have any chronic ailments, you can still attend the completion program, register for Shambhavi. And again, we'll help you in terms of any practice support and how to go through the program in terms of food and diet and all those things. So we can assist you with that. Okay. So it looks like most of the questions were answered. So thank you all so much for staying back, and we look forward to supporting you on this journey. And please do continue this. It's a beautiful process, and we can't say enough about what Shambhavi can bring to your life, and just how it can empower and really transform every part of your life and make it such a joyful experience. And please do visit us at the Isha Institute. We are open for day visitors, and for those that have already learned Shambhavi, there's volunteering opportunities and even long-term stay opportunities, but Shambhavi is the requirement for that. But otherwise you can come as a day visitor, and you can visit the website for the hours and those details. So thank you all so much. Wonderful to be with all of you today. Thank you.